his finding time to attend the East Asia and the ASEAN summit shows the importance that India gives to Indonesia and to the ASEAN. There is great deal of excitement in this country. The Indian diaspora is very excited. The ASEAN is our second largest trading partner, and just a few $1 billion behind EU. And you see, the fact that Prime Minister is coming tomorrow is loaded with significance, particularly when in a couple of days the G20 summit will start in India and world leaders have started to arrive in India. I think his finding time to attend the East Asia and the ASEAN summit shows the importance that India gives to Indonesia and to the ASEAN. You see, Prime Minister, because of G20, is coming on a very short visit, but still there is great deal of excitement in this country. The Indian diaspora is very excited. We have a sizable Indian diaspora and they are all very keen to meet with Prime Minister. Although there may not be a formal engagement, they will be here in strength to receive and see off Prime Minister, and there is great deal of excitement, but not only amongst the diaspora, there is great deal of excitement in Indonesia because of the importance Indonesia gives to Bharat, and also the relationship with Indonesia has progressed remarkably in the last few years. Indonesia in particular, because I'm speaking because I am ambassador to Indonesia, but with ASEAN in general. As our ASEAN ambassador says, ASEAN is our second largest trading partner, and just a few $1 billion behind EU, and that may change dramatically in the coming years. It's an investment partner. There is Indian investment in ASEAN countries, and also ASEAN countries are investing in India. There is a review of the ITIGA, which is going to take place, the trade agreement, in the coming couple of years. So great deal of economic activity, cultural links, connectivity. Flights into ASEAN have started. We have now direct flights connecting India and Indonesia, which didn't take place before. So that's also very remarkable. So all in all, I think it's a very upbeat, upswing, dynamic relationship India has with this region, and it's a reaffirmation of our policy of Act East. I think very active Act East, and it will be 10 years of our Act East policy next year, when we will also celebrate 75 years of diplomatic relations with Indonesia. So the fact that Prime Minister is coming to Indonesia twice in less than a year, I think is very, very meaningful, and bodes well for India's relationship with this country. I think if you have been watching news reports, several ASEAN countries have spoken out and reaffirmed the commitment to UNCLOS. I think the international law of the seas, these are principles to which India abides by, and India and ASEAN also does. So I think there we find similarity of views. I think what is remarkable about our relationship with ASEAN and Indonesia is that there is remarkable coincidence and coherence in our outlook towards the world, our foreign policies. Indonesia also has a strategic autonomy as a fundamental principle of their foreign policy, just like India. So many similarities, and I think I am looking forward to a very successful visit of, although short, visit of Prime Minister to Indonesia.